Hello friends, this is Mark from DMR Technology with a brief video demonstration of our new product, the Divine Mercy Optical Rosary. We developed the Optical Rosary for use by musicians who lead sung versions of the Divine Mercy Chaplet or Rosary and don't have a free hand for counting prayers with a traditional rosary. It can also be used anytime a hands-free device is needed for counting decades. On top of the Optical Rosary are 2 rows of LEDs, 10 on the top and 5 on the bottom. Between the 2 rows is the phrase, "Jesus, I trust in you," from the Divine Mercy image envisioned and commissioned in the 1930s by St. Maria Faustina Kowalska of Poland. St. Faustina was a cloistered nun who experienced a series of visions informing her that infinite mercy and graces would be poured out by God on all who venerate the Divine Mercy image and recite the prayers of the chaplet. On the left side of the Optical Rosary is a small portrait of St. Faustina, and on the right side is a depiction of the Divine Mercy image. The Optical Rosary is turned on and off by a simple power switch located on the back panel, and on the front panel is a reset button, and next to it a jack for plugging in whatever foot switch that you'll be using to advance the LEDs through the counting sequence. The Optical Rosary will work with any passive momentary switch that's set in open or normally off mode, which means the electrical circuit inside the switch isn't connected or closed until the switch is pushed down, and disconnects or opens again when the switch is released. For this demonstration, I'll be using the Boss FS5U foot switch, which is a good foot switch. It's probably one of the more costly ones, but it's a nice switch because it also has a mode setting switch on the front by the input jack that allows you to transfer the switch from normally open or off mode into normally closed or on mode, and it can be used so the switch is more universal. It can be used with pretty much any device or feature that requires a momentary switch, such as alternating patterns in drum machines or activating keyboard or amplifier effects. Any kind of function like that requires a momentary switch. So this would be placed at your feet, wherever you're playing, and then you place the Optical Rosary in a location either on the floor or somewhere else that's convenient and visible to you. We'll just set this up here so that I can give you a demonstration of the Optical Rosary working. So we have the foot switch in your convenient location, and we just take the other end of the cable for your switch, plug it into the input jack like that, and we turn on the power, and you're ready to go. The Optical Rosary starts at 1, and you just every time you advance through a prayer, you push your foot switch, and you see the lights advance through the decade. And then as you reach the end of each decade, the bottom row of lights will advance with you to allow you to keep track of what decade you're on. So as we go through this, you can see the decade count advancing, and then once you get into your last decade and get to the very end, which are red and white lights respectively, the whole sequence will reset. So you just pick a recurring action, a word or phrase in the sequence of prayers as your prompt, and each time your prompt comes up, you tap the foot switch to advance your count. You can also the reset occurs automatically, or you can do it manually if for any reason you need to restart the sequence when you're in it, or if you're counting some series of prayers or other functions that doesn't require the full 5-decade count. You can always reset both lines just by pushing the reset button. So that's our Divine Mercy Optical Rosary. I want to thank you all for stopping by and taking a look.